So,
Okay, so guys, good afternoon. Welcome to all of you. My name is Luis Miguel, but I feel that Jose will introduce you to this activity of today. So, Jose, where are you? Okay, I think that Jose already left. So, guys, if for you it's possible to turn on your camera, that would be very nice. Today we're gonna do a tour and Medellin downtown. We're gonna visit some places. We're gonna visit different places like San Antonio Park and San Ignacio Square. We're gonna go to Teatro Pablo Tobón Uribe, and then we're gonna walk, or at least imagine, and we're walking on and from Teatro Pablo Tobón Uribe to Coltejer Building. After that, we're gonna visit Junín and then Bolivar Park, and at the end, we're gonna visit Botero Square. It's one of the main tourist spots of the city. It's pretty important also because of Museo de Antioquia and Palacio de la Cultura, Rafael Uribe Uribe. I'm gonna tell you some things about those places in history, but also in why are all of them important for us. So Jose, hello again.
hello. Yeah, I'm not an expert on Zoom meetings, but I'm back. So yeah, well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this virtual tour called Medellin Land of Memories. We are here with Luis Miguel Molina, a friend of the project Medellin en la Cabeza. Medellin en la Cabeza is like the main project who organizes this virtual and what's the word for that? Real life tours, let's say that. And we are very honored to have Luismi here, and we're very pleased to have our participants today. Hello to everyone. Now, Luis Miguel Molina, we call him Luismi kindly. Luis Miguel Molina he studied communications in the Universidad Luis Amigo, but that's not his only interest. He's very passionate about languages. He's very passionate about getting to know new cities, new places, getting to know his own city. That's why he's part of Medellin La Cabeza, not only as a callejero, as we like to call that, but also as a mediador or mediator. A mediator of Medellin La Cabeza is a young person, a young man or woman who enjoys to getting to know the city, to know its memories, and to go deeper into that knowledge. So Luismi has been part of the project since 2017. Yeah, he's been with us that time, and he's gonna be our tour guide for today. He also works as a tour guide actually, and today he's gonna guide us, as he already said, uh, through our beautiful city's downtown with some stories to tell. So welcome, Luismi, welcome everyone. Today we actually are gonna be having this tour through the city, through the street view, and it was very interesting for us from the project to understand that as we were, for example, as we were doing the video for the presentation, the fact that the street view had many had pictures and images from many different years, like 2017, 2019, 2013. So we're gonna be seeing different parts, different moments, not just different places, but also different moments of the city, which is in some way funny and interesting because we're going to be able to really remember and to catch how much the city, our downtown, has changed. So yeah, today the weather has been a bit cloudy and rainy, but fortunately we're in the virtual space. Thank you for joining. And if you have any questions, si tienen alguna pregunta, you can write it through the chat of the meeting, and Luismi will be answering them. Las pueden escribir a través del chat in Spanish or English, en español o en inglés, y Luismi las va a estar respondiendo. So, Luismi, we're all yours.
Thank you, Jose. Guys, welcome again. As Jose already said, I'm Luis Miguel. You can call me Luismi. So what do I do? Or when I'm doing this? Because I'm very passionate about Medellin. I really love my city and history and all the different things that compose our culture and our city. And it's my job. Oh, actually, that's my job. I've been working with foreigners, with tourists for over 4 years till now. It's something that I really enjoyed. And yes, and also at this moment, I'm trying to start my own business. The name of it is Medellin Walkers. And also you can follow us on Instagram if you want to know more about Medellin, and also if anytime you want to do a tour with us, or if you have friends in other places of the world and they are planning to come to Medellin, and we'll be very, very happy, very glad to assist them discovering Medellin and sharing some time with them, because that's pretty important for me and for us, for my team. So guys, we're gonna start I'm gonna share my screen. Jose, can you please allow me to share my screen?
Maybe Felipe can do it. Can you do it from there? You can.
No, it says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Felipe. Give me 1.
Okay, ready.
Guys, remember, if you have any question, if you want to know more, if I said something that you disagree totally, please let me know. This is more like a conversation. I would like to see your faces if it's possible. I would like to hear your voices. Why are you here today? Because I think it's not that nice to talk to on screen, right? Because at the end, I'm actually just talking to my cell phone, right? And that is not that nice, because I actually don't know who is behind this screen for me. So if you have the chance to turn on your camera, if you want to say something, we're gonna be glad of it. So perfect, guys. I'm gonna try. Yeah, perfect. Guys, before we started, wait a second. Stop. Perfect. I'm gonna see the participants here. Alejo, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, and you?
I'm fine. Just seeing I was before in a lot of works with Medellin en la cabeza, but so I just want to try this virtual for the first time.
Okay, thanks Alejo for being here. Alejo is my friend. So thanks for being. I don't know, is maybe Valeria or Santiago or Lucy over here connected? Guys, are you there?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Valeria. Is it possible to turn on your camera?
Mm,
Hi, Valeria.
I think Valeria felt scared.
yes.
Perfect. Okay, guys. Okay. Hello, Valeria, again. Hi, Valeria. How are you today?
Fine, fine,
there you
but
go.
here is a little bit of noise, so I can't talk so
Do not
much.
worry.
We can't hear anything.
We totally
We
understand
can't hear
it.
no.
Yeah.
We totally understand that technology get into our houses. So, and that's pretty normal. Possible, you're gonna also hear my mother talking, or I don't know, that's pretty normal. Or you never know, the avocado seller on the street vendors, or screaming or something like that. But I feel that's totally normal. So, Valeria, thanks for being here today. Perfect. Guys, remember, if you have any question, if you want to say something, if you want to show us something, just let us know, and we are going to be glad to do it. So, perfect. I'm going to start sharing my screen now. And we already made a video for you. So we're going to walk literally. So we're going to walk literally, at least like a virtual walking tour. From San Antonio Park. As I already mentioned, we're going to visit San Antonio and then San Ignacio Square, Teatro Pablo Tubón Uribe. After that, we're going to walk in La Playa, go to and get to Cultivar Building, then go right to visit Junín, Bolivar Park, and at the end, we're going to see some pictures and we are going to see some places at Botero Square, and I'm going to talk about Museo de Antioquia. I'm going to talk about history, but also why art is so important for Medellin. I'm going to say some names like Fernando Botero, for example, and why is he so important for the Medellin history and for the current moment of Medellin, for Medellin present. So, perfect. This is our first spot. It's San Antonio Park, right? A couple of seconds more, it's going to start moving. So this is San Antonio Park. Remember, as Jose already said to you, some of these images are quite old. For example, these ones are from 2019, but when we're gonna be at Ayacucho Street, those are even older, from 2013. And why? Because that's how Google did it. So we have no more chances. So, but it's also pretty nice to see the transformation of Medellin in the last years. That is very, very, very nice. So, perfect. This is San Antonio. I'm going to stop it here. If you see, look at this place. This is the Edu building. Edu is like the company or the business of the Medellin government that control and organize and leads everything about new construction and urbanism and architecture and those things. So when we walk a little bit to this place, we can see the San Antonio Church. It's a Catholic church. It's from the 16th century. It's very beautiful. So perfect. Edu building. That was also a quite a cloudy day when Google record all these images. Guys, this is San Antonio Park. Why is that place so important for Medellin history? For different reasons, but the main one is the next one. I'm gonna show you some pictures. 1 second. This one is nice. 1 second. Sharing. So again, this. Perfect. Guys, these are some pictures. Just ignore the tourists. So, guys, why is the Parque San Antonio so important? But first, before I talk about it, I would like to hear you. Why do you think San Antonio Park is so important for Medellin history, but also for Medellin present? Someone want to talk? Who raised the hand?
Hello.
I don't know. Hi, who are
Me.
you? Sorry.
Hi. Yes, I am
Hello,
Juliana.
Juliana.
Hello.
Hi, Juliana. How are you today?
Great, thank you.
That's
And you?
nice. I'm great. I'm so glad to be here.
Good. Good. I was there the last week, I think, in this park,
Yeah.
in a walk with a program, I, I don't remember the name, Cultura Turística.
Okay.
In this program, we were there, and they explained me the meaning of this picture.
Okay. And what can you recall from that experience? What type of information do you have?
Okay. In this park, they uh, they gave a like a party or an event or a
Yes.
fest, something like that, and
Yes.
there were a lot of people,
Yes.
and all was normal when in in some moment they listened a bomb,
Yes.
like explosion,
Yeah. A
and
big explosion. You're right.
like an explosion, and they realized that a lot of people were injured,
Yeah. Injured.
and there were a lot of died people. How do you say
Yes.
that?
22,
The
23 people died
23,
because of the explosion.
yes,
Right.
and it was very sad. And this, how do you say that in English? I don't remember the name. Statuas or in no, statuas, no.
Sculpture or a statue.
Okay,
Statue,
the
or but in this case are more sculptures.
the sculpture were elaborated by Fernando Otero,
Yes.
and she
Do you know
said
something
that
about him?
I I know that that he said that he wanted to keep the sculptures there because
Yes.
it represents the, I don't know how to say in English, resistencia, violence
Resistance.
periods, resistance, violent period, and Medellin. So
Perfect.
um,
Perfect.
this is the thing that I know.
Perfect, Juliana. It was great. Yes, that's actually a lot of information. So it's basically what I'm going to say. So as you said, that's right. So San Antonio Park, and also some information about San Antonio Park. Why is that place so important for Medellin? Or at least that I consider is very important, because you know that in Medellin is a very diverse city. It's a city with a lot of different type of people, a lot of immigrants in any time. So sometimes I can't understand why some people are, uh, why some people like have some resistance against the people coming from another places. Currently, this kind of xenophoby with people from Venezuela. But when you check at the end, all of us are like the children of immigrants, right? For example, my father is from Bogota, my mother is from Medellin, and also my grandparents and my grandparents, and like a fourth generation, they were born in Medellin, but in any moment of our family history, they came to Medellin, and they established their lives here. They started a new life here. So, but what's the point? Medellin is a very diverse city with a lot of people. El Parque de San Antonio, or San Antonio Park, you know that is kind of very important place for Black communities of Medellin, for the Afro communities of Medellin. And it's very common. For example, tomorrow, if you go at night, you're gonna see that the vibes, like the environment, is very African music and people, and you see a lot of Black people over there. In 1995, there was a festival. The name of the festival was Yo Soy Pacífico, like I am Pacific. And the main idea of that festival was to celebrate the diversity, to celebrate the like the roots and the culture of the Pacific, um, sorry, of the people from Pacific, right? What happened? People were dancing and having fun, and a bomb exploded below this sculpture over here. The one at the left side, right? This one. What happened? In 80s, Medellin's government paid to Fernando Botero, the artist, for this sculpture. The sculpture was just over there, decorating the park. When the bomb exploded, damaged the sculpture, killed 23 people, and more than 200 injured at that moment. That was pretty sad and very shocking, especially because Medellin at that time was experiencing people in Medellin were experiencing all the violence because of the narcotic trafficking or narcotráfico, and because of Paulo was just dead 4 years before. That was pretty shocking, and the city was considered a very dangerous one. After that, the mayor of Medellin and the artist Fernando Botero, they together decided to keep the sculpture at the same place. And why? Why did they do it? Because they said that represents many things. How stupid violence is and people are because of violence. Our past, how dangerous Medellin used to be, but also 2 years after the attack, the terrorist attack, that until now we have no idea who did it. There are many theories about it, but nobody actually knows it. So 2 years after that, Fernando Botero donated to Medellin this new sculpture. The original name that you can see here at the plaque says Pájaro, but he called it El Pájaro de la Paz, or Peace Bird. And why is San Antonio Park so meaningful for the city today? Because it represents the Medellin of 80s and 90s, the dangerous one, and the new one. Because even when we recognize that Medellin is still having a lot of big challenges, it's not the same as 25 or 30 years ago. Because do not forget that 30 years ago, Medellin was considered the most dangerous city of the world. Perfectly. I'm gonna show you, wait a second, some pictures. Perfect. Guys, do you have any questions? Do you want to comment something? Do you have anything to say? I assume that is not, okay? So, perfect. We continue with our video. Perfect. We're getting to Avenida Oriental. We are going north. Yes, I know, cars are coming, but do not afraid. So nothing is gonna happen. So that's San Antonio Park, left side, now in front. That's all the area of San Antonio Park, nearby San Antonio Park. We're getting now again to the north. This is a sculpture, contemporary art sculpture. This one over here, called to her building. we're gonna pass by later. So perfect. Éxito, very popular, very common, you know. Okay, we're getting ready to cross the Avenida Oriental. That's why it's delayed. You can see the Metro Plus here. El Punto del Oriental Shopping Mall. Okay, we're getting close to San Jose Street, San Jose Church, but it's also the San Jose tram station. You know that if you go right now, you're gonna see that on this place, it's the new station of the Metro Plus, San Jose Metro Plus station. Okay, we are just next to the church. At that time, San Jose was having a renovation. Guys, you're gonna see something quite special and also weird if we compare to our days, to our current moment, is because we're gonna walk on Ayacucho, right? But you're gonna see this. So look at the station. This is San Jose station, tram station, and this is San Jose Church. These images are from June 2019, right? But when we try to do the same, you can see that immediately changed, and suddenly the tram disappeared. And why? Because these images are from 2014, and the construction of the tram at that time hasn't started. So we're gonna see how that place used to look like, right? And now we are going to San Ignacio Square. I feel it's so interesting to see that. So, and also if you're wondering how do I learn English, I did it in many different places like Colombo and also at this time and at this place called Blendex. They didn't pay for it. I'm just telling that I have a good experience over there. So this is Ayacucho. Guys, I got a question for you. Do you actually know why this street is called Ayacucho?
Can you
No.
repeat the question, please?
Do you know why the name of this street is Ayacucho?
No, I don't know.
Silvia, I see you here. Silvia, probably you know it. You know a lot. Can you help me with?
Okay, Ayacucho is a very traditional street of Medellin. Is a central street.
Yes. And do you remember why the name of Ayacucho Street is Ayacucho?
Is a battle, independence battles.
Exactly. So Ayacucho is the name of a city in Peru, right? And the 9th of December of 1824, a battle happened over there. What type of battle? An independence one, right? And when that happened, that was one of the main independence battle of the South American history. And it happened in Ayacucho. And now we call it La Batalla de Ayacucho in 1824, right? And this is kind of a tip or kind of information that probably you know or not, I don't know. But in Medellin, it's very common in el centro, downtown, Medellin downtown, that the names of the streets are totally related to the independence campaign at the beginning of the 19th century. What that means, that if you see, this is Ayacucho, because of the Ayacucho battle, because of the Ayacucho city in Peru, but this one, if I stop here, this is the another one. The name is El Palo. What happened? El Palo, it's a small river in the south of Colombia. And there was another battle at El Palo River, and that's why it's called Carrera El Palo, right? It's not because of another thing. I used to believe that it was because of another reason, especially because there's a place called El Palo con los Huevos. That sounds like a very tricky. So, guys, I'm gonna wait. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here. Perfect. We're getting close to San Ignacio. This is San Ignacio Square, or we call it, because it's so strange, because it's not plaza, it's plazuela. It means it can literally be, it can be literally translated to a small square of San Ignacio. La plazuela de San Ignacio, right? So, and give me a second. I'm gonna show you some things here. Wait. No, not this one. Está. I'm gonna show you some pictures of the San Ignacio Square. Guys, have you been there before?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I love it.
I
Okay,
like it very much.
who says I love it?
Me.
Okay, Juliana, right?
Valeria.
Valeria, I'm sorry. So, Valeria, why do you love San Ignacio Square? And I'm gonna show you a picture. Give me a second. Stop sharing.
Okay, because it's very, very, very pretty, and it's so old. I know a
Yes.
little bit of his history, and it's so crazy because it was, I don't know how do you say this in English, so era como un convento primero, y luego
It was
también
a convent, first of all,
fue
and after
un
that,
donde se reunían los militares
yes, a
por
military
allá
court.
como en súper atrás en el tiempo, entonces ha sido pues algo muy importante para la historia de Medellín, y por eso la arquitectura también es así, junto con la iglesia y la Universidad de Medellín que queda ahí mismo.
The University of Antioquia.
Ah, sí, lo siento, de Antioquia,
No
sí.
worries.
Y
Perfect.
incluso por
Thank you.
dentro es espectacular y tiene súper grande la bandera, el escudo de Colombia, es increíble.
Yes. Yeah, you're totally right. Guys, who else want to say why do you like San Ignacio Square?
I would say, well, Susie, let's hear.
Susie, are you there? Okay, guys, I'm gonna show you some pictures that they are from 2019, because I used to work with a program of Confama called La Escuela en el Museo. Very, very, very nice. A very nice program. Guys, as you said, San Ignacio is like a composition of three different buildings. I'm gonna talk a little bit about all of them, but this is the inside of El Paraninfo, right? El Paraninfo de la Universidad de Antioquia. I have no idea how to translate Paraninfo into English. So this is El Paraninfo. Yeah, that's inside El Paraninfo. It's like the backside of El Paraninfo. This is an sculpture sculpted by the master Rodrigo Arenas Betancourt. He was originally from San Antonio de Prado. So this is the group. This is also the group. Same sculpture. And this is out at the square. This is out at the square, San Ignacio, right? If you recognize, there is an institution, a pretty big one, that is very important at this place, and it's Confama. Guys, do you know what Confama is?
I don't know how to translate that, but it's like an institution that is so es una caja de compensación. I don't know how is the translate.
Yeah.
They have like a lot of programs as well, like for people that that works like all the time you have like a formal job, you have to be in one of these can have the compensation, and like they have like a lot of benefits for the workers, like class of crafts class, or music, dance, or things like teaching and everything. Also, I think everyone here
And
go
also
to a Confama in the life.
Yes, many times. When I was a child, I used to visit the Confama parks, and that was something so nice. I couldn't sleep the day before. So, guys, perfect. This is, yeah, as Alejo said, that's Confama. You explain it better than me. So, oh, wait. This is inside El Paraninfo. It's so beautiful. This has like a very typical Spanish architecture. I mean, and the distribution of the spaces, and that comes from the Roman ancient architecture. This is el claustro. This is a claustro. It used to be a convent, as Valeria said before. So a little bit of history about this place. La Plazuela de San Ignacio was a project that the city has during the colonial time. And why? Because the city was raising, the population was raising up, the city was growing up, and they needed new places for rich families, right? And what happened at that moment? They used to build like in a square in which they have the religious power, but also the political power and the medical assistance and those type of things. And they needed a new one because at that moment the main one was Parque Berrío, and the Parque Berrío was full. There was no more space to grow up. And they said, no, we need to design a new neighborhood, and they did it. When at the end of the 18th century, the construction of San Ignacio Square started at 1793, right? At the beginning was just the church, and that was something that the government, the colonial government, give to the Franciscan community, the Catholic one, los Franciscanos, right? They built a church, and the name of the church was San Francisco. But what happened then? The construction of this area was so delayed. It took a very long time. And why? Because that happened in a very controversial moment, in a moment with a lot of like a big historical facts, something like that. The transition from the colony to the Republic of Colombia, right? From the Nueva Granada to Colombia. And what happened? When they declared their independence from the Spanish crown, they said, okay, now who'll finance this project? They didn't know that because the local government was not so interested to continue the project for the colonos, for the criollos, for the same families from Spain. right? It took around 80 years to end it up, right? Perfect. But there are 3 buildings. This one is the first one, is El Claustro. El Claustro was a convent for the Jesuit community. They used to live there. They were in charge of the education of people. And after that, after the convent, also the Colegio San Ignacio de Loyola. Probably you know it. El Colegio San Ignacio de Loyola is still next to the stadium metro station. It's the same school. It worked here. This was the place for the school for a long time. So there is another building, and it's the church, San Ignacio Church. The name has changed in the 19th century in honor to San Ignacio de Loyola, the founder of the Jesuit Catholic community, right? It has a big renovation. I think that I have a picture of the church. Yeah, it has a big renovation in the 19th century. If you see, for example, they only kept this main entrance, but the rest of the construction, if you look around, is from the 19th century and has a Baroque style, Italian Baroque style. That at this time, or we call it neo-Barroco or neo-Renacentista. And why neo? Because it's kind of reinterpretation of old styles in Europe, but in America, I mean, in this area, it was something new. So, and they just kept the main entrance. The rest of the church was totally renovated, but inside has a colonial style. There is something pretty important about Medellin buildings. All of them are eclectic. All of them are a mix of different styles from Germany, from Spain, from France, from Italy, and also because of the resources and also because of the religion and many other things. For example, after the independence of the colony, when we got into a country, into a new republic, they created like a new style called the Republican. And the Republican was also a mix of different, mainly Spanish, French, and Italian styles. So, and the another building is this one, the yellow one, the Universidad de Antioquia, or Paraninfo de la Universidad de Antioquia. It was the first university of Antioquia. What happened? At that time, education was a today is still a privilege, but at that moment was even worse. At that moment was a privilege. Only rich people can get to the university, and they used to go to the south of the country. They used to go to Bogota or Popayán for studying. But what happened? In the 19th century, Medellin was becoming from a village, a very small colonial village, into an important city because of the industrialization processes. And what happened? They said, okay, Medellin is becoming an important city. We need a place for our children go to study. We need a place in which our children can become professionals. And that's why they said to the Franciscan community, we need a place. You are in charge of the education of the new generation, of the new professionals of Antioquia. And they founded the University of Antioquia in 1803. That's the reason why the University of Antioquia is the oldest one of this region of the country. Right? Guys, this guy in the middle is, this is Santander. And Santander is known, this is Francisco de Paula Santander. It's a statue in the middle of the San Ignacio Park. And it's in honor to the person that has written the first constitution of Colombia after the independence. These are the gardens of the Paraninfo. This is an eagle that I'm so sorry, but I can't recall the meaning of this. More people. This is a guy called Diego. It's so intelligent. This is Marceliano Vélez, who was the president of Colombia. Guys, something important. Also, the trees at the square are very old, are protected. They are patrimony, environmental patrimony, and they're quite old and important. And for me, trees and the nature in general especially in the Medellin downtown. All of them are the witnesses of the transformation of Medellin. This is the view of the dome of the chapel of the claustro, la capilla. This is from outside. Same group. You can see the Caltagir building from the terrace of the claustro, and that's all. Perfect. Guys, any question? Guys, today San Ignacio, it's a cultural and patrimonial district. It's very important. El centro de Medellín. Guys, but I'm gonna say this in Spanish because I really want you to get into the message. Chicos, el centro ha sido considerado durante mucho tiempo como un lugar peligroso, pero realmente yo desde mi experiencia pienso que el centro no es peligroso y que el centro es un lugar maravilloso. Yo los invito a que vayan al centro, a que todo eso que les estoy contando hoy lo puedan ver con sus propios ojos y puedan disfrutar del centro. El centro es la zona de la ciudad que tiene el mayor número de teatros, que tiene el mayor número de universidades, por ende también el mayor número de estudiantes, como que mayor número de estudiantes per cápita. So my invitation is to go and visit El Centro, to see the richness, the beauty of all those places, to discover the beauty of all those buildings, the architecture, and all the things that you're going to see over there. For sure that you have to pay some attention because you know the dynamic of El Centro is totally different if you compare to another places in Medellin, like Laureles or Poblado, but it's very, very nice. And also because to me, is where all our history and everything is focused on. Perfect, guys. We continue walking. Oh, so, but I am not sharing. Wait. Okay, we can see now. This is Ayacucho. Remember that these are all images, right? When all the buses to go to Buenos Aires, La Sierra, Caicedo, Catalunya, Quinta Linda used to pass by. Not today, because remember that today the tram is over there. Jose, why are you laughing at? I can see you.
No, I was just laughing because a friend brought some candies, and I love candies. So I need energy to walk through the downtown. So,
guys, this is Girardot. This is Carrera Girardot. The number is 43, and the name is Girardot because of Atanasio Girardot. Atanasio Girardot. He was from Antioquia. He was one of the militaries that fought next to Simon Bolivar for the independence of South America. So.
Oh my God, it's very different.
yeah, when we were making the video, actually, I told Luismi that for me it was like so crazy how quickly someone can forget how the city was before.
Here.
Because it's changed.
Here, sorry, wait. For example, yeah, wait a second. Here, at all these houses over here, all these houses over here been demolished for the construction of the Tranvía, right? They do not exist anymore. All of them, because now you can see it's. So if you're wondering what is this, it's because remember that when the city was building the Tranvía, they discovered by accident one of the oldest aqueducts of the city, right? And that's why the name of the station is Pabellón del Agua. Okay. Perfect. This, can you see this tree? The big one here, the name is Gualanday. It was a Gualanday. This was one of the oldest trees of the city. And they used to decorate the road to get to the farm, like like a casa de campo of a very important guy, an industrial guy called Coroliano Amador Hernandez. He was one of the richest person of Colombia. He had like a farm, like a big house, the countryside, in the place that today we call Miraflores neighborhood, in front of a Centro Comercial La Central. There is a neighborhood called Miraflores, and the name is because of the Coroliano Amador's house, right? And he planted a lot of Walandays on the road, and this is the only one. But it was so sad because 1 year ago, like a 1.5 year ago, in a storm, a thunder just destroyed it, and it doesn't exist anymore. The government planted another one, but it's too small. It's not the same. Okay, now we're getting to Teatro Palotón Uribe. Perfect, and this is nice. You're gonna see, because these images are now from June 2019, and we're gonna see the tram again. Look at that. And also this shopping mall is new, the Tranvía Plaza. I mean, not today, but at that moment was totally new. So if you compare to the images of 2013. Okay, now we're getting to Placita de Flores. Placita de Flores. Guys, what do you know about this place? I have 2 questions for you. What do you know about this place, if you have any information about it? But if you don't, I would like to know if you consider or not that the marketplaces, the traditional marketplaces like this one, are important for the city. And we're gonna start with Jose.
I have, of course, something to say. I really like this place. I find it very like the structure is like big, but at the same time it keeps like a Pinterest environment.
Yeah.
But I also know that the best tortillas for tacos in the city
Yeah.
are sold there. They are made
Yes.
of authentic corn, and they are very, very good.
Thank you, Jose. I don't know who else, Mariana or Santiago or Lucy or Ana Maria, Felipe, Christian, Susie, Brian, Steven. Why do you consider that the marketplaces are important?
Okay, I speak in Spanish. La placita de Flores es donde van los floricultores de Santa Elena a las 6 de la mañana, llevan las flores para que se provean, se surtan de flores las floristerías de Medellín. Entonces, a raíz de que le dieron el permiso al señor Flores de que hiciera su plaza, Coroliano Amador se puso furioso y que como que no le habían dado el permiso a él y a Flores sí. Entonces, esa fue una de las motivaciones para hacer la Plaza de Guayaquil, que posteriormente, siglo después, queda ahí el Parque de las Luces.
Exactamente. Muchas gracias, Silvia. Chicas, and why do you consider that the markets are important for the economy of the city? Silvia, probably you can help us with that.
What, repeat, please.
I'm gonna say it in Spanish, right? Chicos,
Ay, sí,
porque,
por favor. Yes.
and if you want it, also you can reply in Spanish, do not worry. So this is an English tour, but don't worry. So guys, ¿ustedes por qué piensan que las placitas de mercado, así como estas, son importantes para la economía de la ciudad?
I think that it's important because this
Sorry.
is a focus. It's a focus. You can hear me. Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
So, yes, Ana Maria. Thank
Yes,
you.
Ana Maria. Because it's a focus where the farmer can no sé, give or can sell the product.
Yeah.
And in for example in this place in Placita de Flores, you can find fruits and vegetables,
Yes.
but you can't buy maybe carne, carne, milk,
Meat.
carne. You can buy other types of the products of the types of
Yeah.
food, yes, in a same place. So it's a no sé, a quickly I don't know, have many different of food for an offer. Sorry, have a big offer of products for the person, so the people can buy quickly different food in the same place.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, you're
Sorry.
totally right. Thank you so much, Ana Maria. Anna is totally right. And there is something else that I want to say, and it's that this kind of traditional markets are quite important for the economy of the farmers. And why? Because when you go to a place like Éxito or Jumbo, or I don't know, anyway, and whatever, when you go to those places, for sure that it's important because they're also creating new jobs and they're important for the economy, right? But I prefer, I don't know, if I need to buy some clothes or my skincare products or something like that, I go to Éxito. But if I want to go and buy fruits or vegetables or something like that, I prefer to go to these kind of traditional markets because when you do it, you support directly farmers, the producers. What that means that, for example, when you buy a lettuce or when you buy broccoli or something like that, you pay for it, and all this money all this money is going directly to the farmers, right? Economía directa y economía circular, de una forma distinta, it's kind of alternative economy, una economía alternativa diferente a las de los grandes supermercados. Entonces es súper importante comprar en las plazas de mercados porque eso permite que estos ingresos queden en los bolsillos de los campesinos y de esa manera también mejorar su calidad de vida, obviamente. Perfecto. Entonces, we're gonna continue. So what can you find in Placita de Flores? Many things. You can find beef and pork and fish, but also flowers and also eggs and also fruits and also vegetables and also plants. And all type of things. So, and also if you want to like to prepare a kind of beverage for I don't know, like a love potion or something like that, you can also get there. If you want good luck, go there for some plants or some things or some herbs that you're gonna use in your favor. So, El Teatro El Trueque, it doesn't exist anymore at this place. Now it is located at Pasaje Cervantes, close to the tram in front of Bellas Artes, nearby Las Torres de Bombonera. Guys, this is El Teatro Pablo Tobón Uribe. Silvia, are you there? I think that Silvia left.
It's okay. It's very delicious.
Silvia, what do you know about Teatro Pablo Tobón Uribe?
Fue un gran centro cultural de la Medellín de mediados del siglo XX,
Sí,
tanto en su estructura de camerinos como en su aforo. Era complementario al Teatro Junín, que desafortunadamente fue demolido. Y afortunadamente ahora, en lo que ha sido el principio del siglo XXI, lo han rescatado como patrimonio de la ciudad, porque se le ha dado más fuerza a la cultura. Fue la primera donde estuvo anidado Medellín en la cabeza inicialmente, donde estuvieron las primeras oficinas de Medellín en la cabeza, por eso le tenemos tanto cariño. Ahí se presentaron grandes obras, grandes artistas de la ópera.
yes. El ballet ruso, pues grandes
El ballet de
compañías.
ruso también ha estado. Particularmente hablando de ballet, fui directora de maquillaje, asistente de logística con el ballet de María Elena Uribe, cuando todavía pertenecía a la familia Uribe, a su hija Ana María. Ya ella se dedicó a otras actividades, ya pasó a otras manos. Y tiene unos camerinos que evocan mucho romanticismo.
Yes.
Sí, hay camerinos en Medellín más funcionales, por decirlo, en la arquitectura moderna, pero esto evoca cierto romanticismo de los 50 y es adorable esa parte. Por eso le tenemos tanto cariño, porque fue nuestro inicio y porque ha sido un gran centro cultural, ha sido para la ciudad.
Yes. Silvia and I, we are part of the program Medellín en la Cabeza from 2017. That means that for 4 years. And Teatro Pablo Tobón Uribe was the first Medellín en la Cabeza house. And more than a house, it was a home for all of us. That's why we had all these feelings for this beautiful place. And also, as Silvia said, it was a very important cultural center. Today, because I feel that people are putting a lot of attention to El Centro, some places that have been a little bit abandoned by the citizenship now are getting alive again. And I love it because I feel that art and culture and understanding our history is one of the ways that we have to discover ourselves and also to create a new reality and a better future. So this is it's called La Glorieta de la Vida, like a life round pound. So La Glorieta de la Vida. These images are quite old, from 2016. Now it looks quite different because it had a renovation in 2018 and 19. Listo. Now we're going to Coltejer. Okay, we're going directly over La Playa to Coltejer. I just invite you to enjoy the images, to see the people. Now La Playa is even more beautiful because it's the project of the renovation project is done. It looks beautiful. At this area, you can find, for example, Mercados de la Playa. It's a very, very nice place to get dinner with your family, with your friends, to celebrate your birthday if you want it. You can go to Teatro Pablo Tobón Uribe to see, I don't know, ballet or opera or something like that. And after, you can go to Mercado de la Playa to have a nice dinner or drink some cocktails or something with your friends. If you're under 18, don't go for it, but go. And also, El Pequeño Teatro is close by. There are many, many nice places to visit over there. This building, this one, is el Palacio de Bellas Artes. Same architect. The name of this guy was Nel Rodriguez. Nel Rodriguez designed and built Teatro Pablo Tobón Uribe and also el Palacio de Bellas Artes. Nel Rodriguez was the president of a society called, like, I don't know how to say it in English, but the name in Spanish was Sociedad de Mejoras Públicas de Medellín. It was like the institution that led all the projects that lead and guide all the projects in Medellin in the 20th century. It doesn't exist anymore. Now it becomes as the Secretaría de Desarrollo Urbano, creo, o Infraestructura Física, una cosa así. That's the current name of that society. But at that moment was quite different because that was more like an association of rich people, of business people, and they give money to Medellin for free because they were more like philanthropists, and they used to give money just for the pleasure to help Medellin to improve. Guys, I want to show you something. Okay, we're still in La Playa. We are getting to La Avenida Oriental, right? La Clínica Soma, la Casa de la Lectura Infantil, Coltejer Building for sure. And we're gonna look at the sky right now. Some historical facts, like a quick historical facts. Guys, La Playa is an avenue, you know. La Playa, it's beautiful, just renovated 1 year ago. It looks very nice. It's full of theaters, but also bars and restaurants and cultural centers and many important things. La Playa, it's nice and has been the witness of many transformations of Medellin people, but also Medellin architecture. Why? Because Medellin has basically had like 3 different periods for architecture: colonial types, like a colonial houses and everything, Republican ones after the independence of Colombia, and I already mentioned that was a mix of like a mixture of different styles from Europe, and the modern one, because we misunderstand a concept. For example, if in front of your house a building is under construction, you say, "Oh, esos edificios modernos," but that is wrong. That is a mistake. And why? Because modern architecture, modern art, and the modernity as a concept, as a moment, happened in the 20th century. Today, we can talk about postmodernity or contemporary art, contemporary architecture, right? And when you go to La Playa, it's beautiful because you can discover some colonial houses, some Republican houses, some modern buildings like this one in front, with architecture inspired by the North American ones. Cities like New York or Boston or Chicago, right? And also you can see some new shopping malls and like that. This tree over here, this one, can you see it? The big one in the middle? This tree over here is the oldest one that I have registered of in Medellin. This tree over here, it's around 200 years old. I invite you to go and see it. It looks pretty healthy to be that old. So, guys, la biblioteca de Confenalco's library, the childhood reading house, this one, or Casa de la Lectura Infantil, Casa Barrientos. It has an architecture inspired in French style. This house is from the beginning of the 19th century and used to belong to a family, Los Barrientos. They were so rich, but all of them died, and I don't know what happened next. La Clínica Soma, very typical. It's kind of meeting point of El Centro, like a, where can we see each other? At La Soma, and everybody knows it. So we are getting now to Coltejer. Okay, we're getting close to our destination. So, Coltejer. Edificio Coltejer, Coltejer building, or Torre Coltejer. Today, Coltejer is not Coltejer anymore. Coltejer building has Carlos Aldila Lule, Postobon, an Atlético Nacional owner. He bought this building and now it's the place for RCN Radio, Postobon, and many other of his companies, right? And yes, Coltejer was a textile company. In fact, Coltejer and Fabricato were the most important ones in the 20th century because Medellin was an industrial city and mining and textile industry were the main ones. Produced a lot of jobs. It was kind of impulse for the economy of the city, and yes, it's not the same anymore because at the end of the 20th century, when Colombia opened the borders to the globalization, that was kind of disease for the textile companies, and now they are not that important anymore. This is Junín. The name of Junín is because of another important independence battle that happened in the city of Junín in Ecuador, Coltejer Tower. Junín is very, very traditional. Used to be the main, like a commercial street of Medellin. It was like the commercial street of Medellin. All the people used to go there, used to get there to buy the new fancy stuff coming from Europe, from the United States, rich people, if you want to get to know new people, because I don't know, you want to get married, I have no idea, but people go there for everything at that time in the 20th century. So nowadays, you can find some shopping malls, you can find some good restaurants, and in fact, here at the first floor, like over here next to Toto, there is a nice restaurant called Astor, Swiss Bakery, And in the second floor is hacienda or hacienda in English, and traditional Colombian food. McDonald's that doesn't exist anymore because of pandemic. A lot of businesses broken. Okay, guys, we are getting close to Bolivar Park. We're still walking on Junín. The name of this street in front is Maracaibo. There is a big lake in Venezuela, El Lago de Maracaibo, and there was another battle, La Batalla de Maracaibo, El Lago de Maracaibo, and that's the name why. In fact, I'm not totally sure, but I think that, I'm not sure if it was Atanasio Girardot or Jose Maria Cordova died on that battle in El Lago de Maracaibo in Venezuela. It's pretty sad because Bolivar Park on these pictures is under construction. But if you go there now, you can see that the park or the project is done, totally done. It's beautiful. El Parque Bolívar, it looks so beautiful today. And it's a nice place to feel Medellin, Centro de Medellin vibes. So also you can visit the cathedral, the Metropolitan Cathedral of Medellin. You can see the Lido Theater. In Lido Theater is the main, it's like the headquarter of the Cinemateca Municipal de Medellin, and you can go to watch old movies, new ones, documentaries. You can take some courses if you want to know something else about cinema, history, appreciation, or different things. So we're just gonna walk around in Parque Bolívar. I'm gonna show you some pictures that I have ready for. Guys, this is the cathedral. This is Medellin Cathedral. The name is Catedral Metropolitana. I'm gonna tell you the full name. El nombre de la catedral es, and I'm gonna explain why. Catedral Basílica Metropolitana de la Inmaculada Concepción de María, Medellín. Es Parroquia de la Catedral Basílica Metropolitana de la Inmaculada Concepción de María, Medellín. And it has some senses. Parroquia, porque tiene parroquianos. Catedral, porque es una catedral. Basílica, porque tiene forma basilical, que era una forma que era muy común en las construcciones romanas, que se tomó como referencia para toda la arquitectura que se desarrolló luego en Europa a partir del siglo III, cuando el Imperio Romano decayó y el cristianismo se convirtió en la religión oficial del Imperio Romano. Entonces, parroquia, catedral, basílica, es metropolitana, porque abarca toda una zona metropolitana, que Medellín es una arquidiócesis y tiene otras diócesis cercanas como la de Girardota y la de Caldas, y es de la Inmaculada Concepción de la Virgen María, que es pues como que la Virgen María tuvo una concepción inmaculada porque no fue producto de una relación, etc. Y ya, Medellín, porque es la catedral de Medellín. Ok, esta está la catedral. This is the Cathedral of Medellín. This is another picture of the cathedral. This is a fountain that is so beautiful. This is how the park looks like today, because I actually took these pictures like 2 months ago. and look at the details. There are something important about this cathedral. It has a neo-Romanesque style. Romanesque was a style pretty common in Europe in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th centuries, inspired in the Roman, like ancient Roman cathedrals and basilics and those things, and but like a kind of reinterpretation. Even when this cathedral is from the 20th century, because the construction began in 1925 and ended up in 1939, and has a Romanesque style. And when you look to the cathedral from the sky, you look above, you see that it's like a Latin cross. A Latin cross looks like a T, just like a T. So, perfect. Un momento.
Hola, otro dato interesante de la catedral. Inicialmente iba a ser una catedral de estilo gótico de un arquitecto italiano Codrosti, pero se quedaron sin presupuesto y sin roca para construirlo. Entonces, bueno, volvieron a recoger plata y volvieron. Entonces vino el arquitecto Carré y dijo, pero ustedes tienen mucha tierra alrededor. Si ustedes no tienen canteras de roca, utilicen ladrillo. Con la tierra hagan ladrillo. Cortesía de eso, Medellín se volvió un fuerte centro de productor de ladrillo y
Yes.
es por eso que hay zonas de nuestra ciudad, especialmente el barrio El Poblado, que tienen ese color rojizo del ladrillo, que nos gusta el ladrillo a la vista. Ese ha sido un dato curioso, una pequeña gran influencia y tiene uno de los órganos de viento más grande del mundo. El problema es que murió la persona que lo tocaba y hay quien lo reemplaza.
De hecho, ese órgano es un órgano tubular, lo trajeron de Alemania, compraron en Alemania. Exactamente como nos comparte Silvia. Chicos, estoy buscando las otras fotos. Pero sigamos viendo el video. Okay, we are now walking on Palacé. Palacé, it's another important, Palacé is another city in which another battle took place on, and that's why this one is the same. And also, Medellin, it's kind of the organization, the distribution of Medellin, it's a Spanish one, and that Spanish one has been taken from the Roman one, right? And the 0 point of Medellin is in between Palacé and Colombia. The street number 50, and also like a calle 50, calle 50, and carrera 50. That's like the 0 point of the city. And from there, the city start growing up to the south, to the north, east, and west. This is the Naviera, like the Navy of Colombia. But I have no idea why we used to have the Navy here and not in Cartagena, because we have no ocean close by. But it was the Naviera building. Today, it belongs to the University of Antioquia, and it's used for some cultural, artistical, and other stuffs. So perfect, guys. We are getting to Botero. If you look at this, for example, in 2019, this area also had another big renovation, and cars cannot pass to this area anymore because these images are from 2017. Parque del Rio Station, Nutibara Hotel. It used to be the main hotel of the city, the most luxurious one, the most fanciest one. It was the place for the artists, for the presidents, for Carlos Gardel, that type of people. It has a Californian style from 20s. And today it's different. It's not that expensive like it used to be before. It's quite different, a lot. So, perfect. Metro way, and that is Botera Square. Is one of my favorite places in Medellin. It's heavy sometimes because I feel it's the place where a lot of different type of people and dynamic and things are all together, kind of mixture, but I think it's quite nice because it's like over there you discover the real Medellin in some way. So perfect. This is Avenida de Grey in honor to Leon the Grave, the poetist, and we are getting to Museo de Antioquia. We are gonna stop just at the entrance of Museo de Antioquia, and from there, I'm gonna tell you some things about this area that is quite important for Medellin, for tourism, for people, for art and artists. I'm gonna stop it over here. Guys, I wanna ask you, what do you know about Museo de Antioquia and Botera Square? Or what do you hear from your parents, from your grandparents, from your uncle or your aunts? I don't know, from your teachers in the school or in the university. What do you know? And I would like to hear your voices. Kimberly or Lucy, Mariana, Santiago, Alejandro.
Well, so I remember that the Museum of Antioquia used to be like the mayor, yeah, before to be in the Alpujarra, used to be the
Yes.
mayor, and in the front is the House of the Culture that used to be the state, state government, yeah, the state government. Before I used to move to the Alpujarra, and yeah, that's.
Yes, that's totally right. Somebody else?
Well, Plaza Botero is a museum al aire libre. How do you say? Bueno, al
Yes,
aire
an
libre.
open air museum.
An open air museum. There are, I think, 23 sculptures
Yes.
that Fernando Botero made.
Yes.
Fernando Botero was a sculptor.
He is, because he's still alive.
Yeah. Yeah. He is a sculptor, drawing, dibujante y un pintor, pues colombiano.
Yes. You're right. And where does he from? Where is he from? Guys, do you have any idea where Fernando Botero was born?
He born in Medellin? No.
Perfect. Yes.
Italian, San Pietro, Italian.
He is from Medellin. Currently, he lives at Pietrasanta in Italy. It's in a small town in the north of Italy, close by the area called Carrara. Probably you heard many times about Marmol de Carrara. Carrara, it's an area in Italy in which they remove the marble, like a big stone, for sculptures. Not only Botero, for sure, not a lot of artists, but he lives close by. Perfect. Guys, this is Plaza Botero or Botero Square. This is Museo de Antioquia. A little bit of history of the building. So the building of Museo de Antioquia has an Art Deco style. Art Deco is from France. It's kind of modern architecture. So it was the first building in Medellin designed and built by an Colombian architecture firma, right? And it's very nice, it's very symmetrical, it's very beautiful. As Sylvia said, they use the bricks, this very common bricks that we use in Medellin. So El Museo de Antioquia is the oldest, is the second oldest one of Colombia. El Museo de Antioquia is celebrating 140 years. It's beautiful. It contains art for sure, like pictures, but also sculptures and also paintings and also different installations. And El Museo de Antioquia has the biggest collection of Fernando Botero in the world. Fernando Botero donated like 3 or 4 times different masterpieces that he made to El Museo de Antioquia. And a lot of people, believe me, that a lot of people from all over the world come to Medellin because of him, come to Medellin because this museum. We are known in the world not only because of the wrong reasons, also for another ones. Guys, this is La Plaza de Botero. As Mariana says, there are 23 sculptures, all of them donated by Fernando Botero in 2000. And why? Guys, this area is quite complex. And before 2000, this area was kind of a red light area, like the red light district. Still today, but it's different. So at that moment, this area was very dangerous. There was a very big shopping mall over here called Luna Park. In fact, it was just next to this building. So Luna Park and Fernando Botero and also the mayor, they said, okay, this area is not the best one. Medellin is recognized all over the world because of the narcotráfico, because of Pablo Escobar, because it was the most dangerous city of the world. But we need to create like a new thing for our city. How? He said to the mayor, okay, if you demolish this area and make it as a square in a flat area in a beautiful one, I'm gonna give to Medellin 23 sculptures from some of my private collections in different cities of the world, like Paris or Shanghai or in Dubai or different places. And I'm gonna give it for free to my city to create an open air museum, the biggest one in Colombia. The government said for sure, and they did it. They demolished the buildings around, create all this square, put the 23 sculptures over here, and now this is the main tourist spot of the city of Medellin. Guys, this building in front is called El Palacio de la Cultura Rafael Uribe Uribe. It's an almost 90, it's a little bit more than 90 years old. I really invite you to go. The entrance is for free. It's a public building. It's eclectic also. The architect of this one was Elko Escobars from Belgium, from the Flemish part of Belgium, that means in the north, the area of Belgium where they speak in Dutch and not in French. And it's beautiful. It's a mix of Renaissance, but also Gothic and also Republican and contemporary styles all together. Ok, Okay, so 1 second. And guys, I'm gonna show you just a couple of pictures of this area, right? Some of them are quite old. So this is Palacio de la Cultura Rafael Uribe Uribe. Same, another group. This is the main entrance of El Palacio. I mean, the other side in front of the metro station. This is one of the sculptures. This one is called Adam. It's a Adam. And if you see, for example, this is made in bronze. Made of bronze, is made of bronze. And if you look at the penis, it looks like golden because people touch it a lot. So, perfect, guys. Good. And I really invite you guys to visit all these places. Do not allow people to tell you that El Centro is dangerous. Do not allow people to tell you that Medellin has nothing to offer, because that is not true. We as callejeros, we as participants of this project, we actually believe with our heart that go to the street and enjoy the city and visit new places and go to the places that you've never been before is the way we found to discover. So we found as a project, but we found as callejeros that that's the perfect way to understand the city in a totally different way, to get out of our bubble, to understand that the life is much more than we believe, right? It's the place to recognize the diversity, to see the rest of the world in front of our eyes. And also because when you discover how to discover your own city, and then you have the chance to go to another places anywhere in the world, you're going to have another eyes, you're going to have another mentality, and you can see clearly the richness and all the beautiful things that a city, in this case our beautiful city, has to offer to all of us. Guys, do you have any question? Would you like to say something? We are ending. Silvia, Alejo, Brian.
Que yo veo esto y me siento muy orgullosa de la ciudad que es Medellín, sobre todo que yo fui una niña que creció en esa Medellín tan caótica de los 80 y cómo quedó Medellín vuelta a una nada, y ver esa zona del Parque Botero a partir del año 2000, cómo ha cogido el auge, cómo es lo de mostrar, cómo es una apuesta del arte y la cultura del mismo maestro Botero, lo que ha regalado en obras, eso es invaluable, si lo pasamos a plata. Entonces,
sí.
Obras que están en los campos elíseos, en los principales sitios de Europa. Pues. Eso me hace sentir muy orgullosa de la ciudad. Y me acuerdo cuando yo estaba... ¿Sabes qué es un hosting? ¡Ay! Cuando yo estaba en el pregrado, por allá en el 2002, que fueron 3 semestres de investigación de el artista callejero en la Plaza Botero. Y ver cómo un lugar tan nuevo en la ciudad se iba llenando de vida y fue analizar cómo eran los flujos de la gente, cómo crecían esas nuevas microindustrias de las ventas artesanales, todo eso. Y me siento muy orgullosa y de verdad disfruten la ciudad, que quien no vive esa etapa de Medellín en los 80, hay veces no entiende bien por qué uno dice, wow, miren esto, y ver turistas allá me encanta porque es algo muy positivo.
Yeah, I totally agree with Silvia. I can say that I'm so proud of my city. I really love Medellin. I feel that I'm very committed to the transformation of Medellin. I feel that we as younger people, we have the responsibility to create a new city. We do it from our own lives and our families and friends. And we are pretty lucky because we haven't lived or experienced the things that our parents did before, all the violence and narcotráfico and the sicariato and those things. For sure, that Medellin is still having big challenges. Medellin is not perfect. Any city in the world is perfect, but I'm totally convinced that it's much better than 25 years ago. Guys, anyone else?
Also, I think like Medellin is one like my cities. Also like even when I was a child, I can see like a transformation because like now the city is more gentle, like with the pedestrians, yeah, pedestrians, like they used to be, because like you can see like the change in the Ayacucho street, like now you can walk in there, and then now like all the business there is like a nice place to visit. It's not like before they just have like a small space, like you have like a more space to like enjoy, because all this information you can see also like in the parks and in the central also like in the playa, that is more like for walk. Now that it's just for the cars that normally I just remember like the playa with a lot of cars everywhere, and yeah, things like it.
Yeah, we also have a pedestrian friendlier city today because decades ago, the government actually prioritized the cars over pedestrians, but not anymore. That is changing, not only here, all over the world, and we are becoming more important as people, more than cars, more than machines. Guys, somebody else? Perfect. Guys, what can I say? Thank you so much for your participation. I'm really glad to be here. If you want to know anything else about Medellin, remember to be very connected to Medellin en la Cabeza, Medellin Joven on Instagram. Remember to follow my new project, Medellin Walkers, on Instagram. If you want to visit Medellin, we are here for helping you. Thanks to all of you again. Jose.
Yeah, thank you so much, Luismi. I really enjoyed this experience. It was like an experiment, and I think it went out very well. It was entertaining. It was interesting, of course. I mean, you see the downtown very frequently, normally here in the city, but you don't know every one of the stories behind every building and or every tree, for example. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you to every participant that came here today. We from Medellin en la Cabeza, we actually let you know that this is one of the last virtual tours of the year. We have one more tomorrow about youth and memory, because that is actually the main topic of 2021 for Medellin en la Cabeza, youth and memory. And I want to highlight that because of because of, for example, this discussion we've had, these topics we talked today about, and they are like the main reason for us for this project to exist this year. I mean, it's getting to know the city very well, getting to know what happened in the city, what happened in every corner, so that the things that hurt us as a society don't repeat, and so that these good, beautiful things that we have can finally help us overcome the past, not only as a city, but also as a country. We know we're in a very special time for our country. We are getting to know many of the things that have happened about the war and the conflict. And for us, it's important that the youth, I mean, all of us can get to know what happened so that we don't repeat that, and that we get a personal individual criterion and also a criterion as a society to make our society better. I also wanted to ask for your opinion about this experience. I sent through the chat a link. Please enter to this link and let us know how did you live the experience, what do you think, what ideas moved you, and that will help us to
improve.
improve the project, because of course in 2022 the plan is to keep going with Medellin en la Cabeza. We will let you know. We hope to see you again in virtual tours, also in real life tours, and also we have also this education component that we think we will make even stronger, because we want critical thinking youth in the city. So that's my message. Thank you so much to every participant. Thank you to Luismi, and goodbye.
Jose, thank you for your time. Thanks to Medellin La Cabeza. And guys, remember that in every corner of this beautiful city, there are a lot of different treasures hidden. Just go for it, discover them, and don't be scared. There are many things to see here, and to change the city, we need to know it first of all.